Jabu and the Secret of the Victoria Falls. Once upon a time, in a village close to the mighty Zambezi River, there lived a curious young boy named Jabu. He loved exploring the forests, rivers, and mountains around his village. He would often sit under the wise baobab tree, Jumbo, and listen to the stories about the lands and creatures he had yet to meet. One day, Jabu overheard the elders talking about a distant place called Mosi Oatunya, the smoke that thunders, which lay hidden beyond the village and the forests. They spoke of a waterfall so grand that its mist could be seen from miles away. It was a place of awe and mystery, feared and revered by all. The elders said it held ancient secrets guarded by a mystical river spirit, Nyami Nyami, and only those who showed courage and respect could find its true wonders. "Jumbo," he asked, "how can I find the smoke that thunders? I want to see it for myself." Jumbo's branches rustled as the wise tree spoke. "Jabu, the journey to Mosi Oatunya is one of bravery and humility. You must travel down the Zambezi River, and remember, respect nature, for it is both your guide and your test." The next morning, with the first light of dawn, Jabu set out on his adventure. He followed the Zambezi River, watching as it grew wider and faster. On the way, he encountered animals he had never seen before: graceful antelope, curious monkeys, and even a herd of mighty elephants bathing by the river's edge. As he ventured further, the sky began to change, and a thick mist appeared in the distance. The ground rumbled slightly beneath his feet, and he heard a low roar, like distant thunder. The mist sparkled in the sunlight, creating tiny rainbows, and Jabu realized he was nearing his destination. His heart raced with excitement. Finally, he reached the edge of the great waterfall. Before him was the most magnificent sight he had ever seen: a wall of water plunging from towering cliffs, crashing down into the river below with a sound like a lion's roar. The mist rose high, forming a cloudy veil that danced in the air, filling Jabu's heart with wonder. But Jabu's journey wasn't over. As he gazed at the falls, he remembered the legend of Nyami Nyami, the spirit of the river. He knew he needed to show respect to this powerful force of nature. He knelt down by the water's edge, placing a small stone he had brought from his village as an offering, and whispered, "Thank you for sharing this beautiful world with us. I promise to protect it." Just then, the mist thickened, and Jabu felt a soft breeze brush his face. He looked up and saw a shape forming within the mist, an enormous, serpentine figure with gentle eyes and shimmering scales. It was Nyami Nyami, the river spirit. Nyami Nyami spoke in a voice as deep as the river. "Jabu, you have shown respect for the land and the water. Many years ago, I created these falls to remind people of nature's strength and beauty. But the falls are also a protector, hiding a special secret." The spirit's form faded into the mist, and suddenly a small cave behind the falls became visible. Jabu carefully made his way to the cave, the roar of the waterfall echoing all around him. Inside, he found ancient carvings on the walls, stories etched in stone that told the history of the falls. The carvings showed a time long ago when the people of his village faced a terrible drought. The Zambezi River had dried up, and the villagers were desperate for water. They called upon Nyami Nyami, begging for his help. Moved by their plight, Nyami Nyami struck his mighty tail against the rocks, creating the waterfall that would flow forever, nourishing the land and its people. Jabu traced the carvings with his fingers, feeling connected to the history of his ancestors. He realized that Victoria Falls was not just a place of beauty, but a gift from Nyami Nyami, a promise of life and abundance for all. As he emerged from the cave, the mist cleared, and a beautiful rainbow arched across the falls. Jabu felt a deep peace, knowing he had witnessed something truly magical. He thanked Nyami Nyami once more and began his journey home, eager to share the story of the falls with his village. When he returned, the villagers gathered around, listening in awe as Jabu recounted his adventure. They looked at the Zambezi River with new respect, understanding that it was not just water, but a living memory of their ancestors' hopes and struggles. A few weeks later, word of Jabu's discovery reached nearby villages and even towns. Curious travelers and adventurers began visiting to see the legendary falls for themselves. Jabu and the village elders gathered to discuss how to protect the natural beauty of the falls while allowing people to experience their magic. "Maybe we can share this wonder with others," said one elder. "It could bring new opportunities for our village." Jabu thought about Nyami's warning to respect nature. "We must take care of the land and the river," he replied. "If we invite people to visit, they must understand the beauty and importance of the falls." The village came together to make a plan. They decided to create special paths to the falls to protect the forest, and they built small lookout points where visitors could see the falls safely. They also set up a welcome hut, where Jabu and others shared stories about the falls, Nyami, and the importance of preserving the land. To help support the village, they began making and selling handmade crafts and offering small guided tours. They wove baskets, carved wooden animals, and painted beautiful scenes of the falls. Each item was a piece of their culture and respect for the land. Visitors loved learning about the village's heritage and traditions, and their contributions helped support the entire community. As more people visited, the village flourished. New opportunities arose. The villagers were able to improve their homes, build a school, and plant gardens near the river, ensuring they always had food for their families. Jabu was especially proud to teach the younger children about Victoria Falls, sharing the stories he had learned from Jumbo and his own adventure. One day, Jabu walked down to the falls, now alive with visitors and laughter. He knelt by the river and placed a new stone, just as he had done on his first visit, whispering, "Thank you for your blessing, Nyami. We promise to protect this land." As he stood up, he saw a rainbow stretching across the sky and felt the presence of the river spirit watching over them, proud of the way the village had honored the promise. Jabu knew that by sharing the falls, they were also preserving their heritage and protecting the spirit of Victoria Falls for generations to come. Every year, the village held a festival in honor of Nyami and Victoria Falls. They sang songs, danced and shared stories by the riverside, teaching their children to cherish and protect the river and the falls. And every time Jabu saw the mist rising in the distance, he remembered his journey and the lesson of Victoria Falls, the gift of nature, respect, and unity. Thank you so much for watching. We hope you are enjoying our short stories. Please keep an eye out for more adventurous and exciting stories.